All right, just waiting for the screen to catch up. If there's anybody on yet, please let me know if you can hear me. A couple minutes early. Hey, Dawn, sound is good? Perfect. Are you making this one, Dawn? Hi, Annie. Annie, will you be making this one? So I'm excited to say we have 25 people taking this class this month. Yay! You are making this one? Are you cutting along with me today, Annie? Thank you, ladies, for putting your opinion about the class times. I have a feeling we may be going in maybe an hour earlier. We'll see. I may split the difference because there's been lots of votes between starting at 2 o'clock and starting at the regular time, so I might just go 3 o'clock. Okay, that's no problem. Hi, Kathy. But you will be making this one, Kathy? I can tell you right now, this is going to be a super fast class. I just posted the cutting tutorial. I don't know if you guys have seen it yet. And it was only 30 minutes, and that had some talk and stuff in it. So, and I just did that this morning. So yeah, it'll be about 30 minutes or so only today. This bag is a great, great scrap buster. Perfect. I'm going to be making the small one, just so you guys know. They go together exactly the same. The only difference is the difference in the pattern measurements, like the piece measurements. But I'm making a small for both the tutorial and for the class because I'm trying to use up scraps. Awesome. So we will give it about 5 minutes or so to try to get everybody else popping on. Diane is going to be making this one as well, but she's going to be a little bit late. I have no smoke outside today, you guys. It's great. It's actually super cool weather. It's only maybe 25 degrees, so I aired my house out today. It's been raining for 2 days, which is amazing. It's putting the fires at ease, so I'm super happy. So I think the only thing I'm doing different with this one is rather than having a short handle for either shoulder or on your arm, I'm making it with the crossbody strap. I just think that is going to be better for my clients for when it comes for resale. But you guys can decide what you want to do. So I will be making a 1-inch crossbody strap rather than the 3/4 inch, mainly because I don't have 3/4 inch sliders or 3/4 inch swivel clasps. So my crossbody will be 1 inch, but the rest of my hardware will be as per the pattern at 3/4 inch. And I will be doing turn locks. Are you guys planning on doing turn locks or magnetic snaps? That's another option you can do in this. Because I'm using vinyls, I just always think that the turn locks hold that flap down a lot better than a magnetic snap, but that's just me. Awesome. So we'll give it about 3 more minutes and then we will get started. And we will talk interfacing and stuff first, because there's many options for interfacing in this bag. I haven't made it yet. I'm doing the tutorials for both of the classes this weekend. I'm just trying to get back. Last month was a crazy month. We'll just say that. Coco says hi. So if there's anybody just watching, if you want to say hi, feel free to do it. Okay, Annie. So when it comes time, if you're doing magnetic snaps, please do let me know and try to remind me, because they get installed at a different time than, say, the turn lock. So this bag actually goes together very similar to the Mabel bag, but we're not doing a drop-in lining for that. We're actually turning this one. Okay, another couple minutes. Is everybody having a good day? I'm tired. I need a nap. I actually just spent the last 3 hours knitting crazy socks, the sock along that Stephen West is doing. So that was really silly to do before class, because I worked all morning. I worked from about 6 a.m. till 1. And then I decided to take some chill time, had some lunch, and then knitted. But knitting makes me sleepy. I usually do it before bed. But I did it before class, so that's okay. All right, well, I say, oh my goodness, Coco is noisy. Well, I say we're going to get started now. Let's talk interfacing first in this bag. So there are pattern pieces for the interfacing. The main interfacing, she gives you a choice. You can do foam, or you can do Decovil Lite, or Fuse Heavy, or you can do fleece. So you can decide what is best for you. I'm going to be using Fuse Heavy, which is like Decovil Lite for mine, for my main stabilizer. And of course, my cotton pieces I will be backing with Fuse Lite or medium woven interfacing, such as SF101. My flap, in the flap she calls for Decovil Lite. I'm actually going to use Decovil Heavy, mainly because I need something for the turn lock to grab onto. If it's too thin, that turn lock ends up being, like that female piece, ends up being really loose. So I will be putting Decovil Heavy in that place. So you guys can decide if you want to do that based on the materials you're choosing. You can also add fleece in there. I will not be adding that fleece in there. I'm just going to do the Decovil Heavy for that. And of course, Decovil Heavy for the base stabilizer. Are there any questions about stabilizer? If I was doing this in cotton, I would probably be using foam, but because I'm going to be making mine out of vinyl, I should be good. So I'm going to be making mine. Again, I'm using up scraps, and I have this big scrap of the Luxe Leopard, Ebony Leopard from Galaxy Customs. I have enough length, because I always leave that length for a crossbody strap. So this will be for a crossbody strap, and I'm hoping I can get the rest of the bag cut out from this section. If not, I will be cutting into my last roll of this. So we're going to see if we can do it out of this. Hopefully, I'm hopeful. We will try. And then I went into my scrap bin for my lining. Again, I'm using all scraps. And I'm going to use this one, which got the glitteries in it. And this is the Fairy Frost by Michael Miller. So that is what I've chosen. And then I'm going to go gunmetal hardware with this. So that's the plan. So I'm really curious to see if I get all my pieces out of this exterior piece. If not, I'm going to have to cut into something else. But we will play that by ear as we go. Are we ready to get started? So nobody's cutting along with me today, but if you have questions or if you start cutting along with me, stop and let me know, okay? Or when you do cut yours out, you can ask questions. Okay, so I'm gonna go table to, oh, one last reminder. So as I can't give out measurements in the pattern, any of the measurements that are in the pattern, I will be going to this view. So you see me working, I will tell you what I'm cutting out, but it makes it so you can't see what the pattern measurements are. This pattern, she is great. She has the measurements included in the cutting list, as well as she has pattern pieces. I didn't print out my square and rectangular pieces because I didn't want to waste ink and paper in my machine. I have to go buy paper. I'm almost out. So I will be doing the ruler measurements. So we'll go up to this screen when I'm doing those measurements. I'll tell you what I'm cutting out, but you do need to refer to the pattern for those measurements. I will be also, as I said, doing the small one. So if you are doing the large one, make sure you are double checking that you're doing the right measurements for the size that you are doing. Okay? All right, so let's go split table. And the very first thing I'm going to do is we're going to draw them out like I always do, but I'm going to draw out my crossbody strap first out of my big scrap piece here. So you can definitely do the handles like she has in the pattern. I'm going this way because my preference will be a crossbody strap for this. And I'm doing my crossbody strap. Is that showing up? Yeah. I'm doing my crossbody strap in 1 inch just because I only have 1 inch swivels and 1 inch sliders, but the rest of my hardware once again will be 3/4 inch for the bag. It's just this crossbody strap that I'm changing up. So I'm doing this 4 inches by the length of my fabric. If you're doing 3/4 inches, you would use 3 inches. Okay, and I am going to draw my dotted line down the center as I go, all the way across. I'm really hopeful I don't have to cut into that other roll of this vinyl. I'm hopeful I can get it all out of this. That would be like heavenly. Just because I got plans for that other roll. I can always order more with Galaxy Customs pre-order, but ideally I would like to just be able to use up this scrap. Is that right? What is, oh, Coco's barking at the kids riding by on their scooters. She's protecting us from the neighborhood children. Okay. And the kids are they're going up and down the sidewalk, so I apologize for her. They're my neighbor's kids. As we go through, we're going to go ahead and cross off on our cutting chart. The cutting chart for this isn't on any individual page. It's with the printed pattern pieces. So you might have to go looking for it. So I've done my strap as per the pattern measurements for the small size. While I'm here, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do my connectors because I think I can get my connectors out of these scraps. Now I am going to have to put this up to table to face view because I can't give out these measurements. So double check that you are using the right measurements for your pattern, for whichever size you're doing. Oh my gosh, Coco, now he's barking at a chihuahua that's on the sidewalk. My goodness. Okay, so we want to draw 2 connectors. Now there is pattern piece A for this if you prefer to use that. Again, Coco's saying hi to the other dogs. She's not saying hi to you guys this time. And I'm hopeful. I think I'm going to be able to. My connector. Again, I'm using up my scraps here. Oops. Gotta go up a little higher. Right there. That'll work. I'm going to draw them out. And I'm drawing them in a weird place just because I'm trying to use up this scrap. Now again, these connectors are for 3/4 inch hardware. So if you are using 1 inch hardware, you will have to adjust this. Oops, and that is... Okay. There we go. Okay, and then I've got to draw my second one. Make sure I got this right. Do this right. Oh, I measured that wrong. Let me try this again. Oh, I did it right the first time. Okay. I'm thinking really hard. Can you guys tell? Okay. I need new rulers. All of my markings on these are starting to wear off. My goodness. Maybe when I'm at So Magical. Okay, so I have my two connectors drawn, so I can cross those out. Alrighty, I'll put you back down to the table so you can see. I know it's hard to see on the back of this because it's gray, but there's my two connectors. Okay, now this is where drawing on the back of the fabric is going to help, especially when I'm hoping I can do the whole bag in this. So I'm going to first do my gusset piece and see how close I can get it in the, okay. See what I'm trying to do here? Is it going to be enough? I think it is. Oh yeah, baby. It fits right there. Okay. Yay! So I'm going to fit my gusset piece right here in the scrap piece. It fits good. I'm going to draw it out. I said this summer has been a goal of using up all my scraps. Well, I won't use them all up, of course, but I'm doing really good at clearing out that bin a little bit at least. And this bag, the small size especially, truly is helping. Okay, so there's my gusset. Yay! Put this over here. Now you will see there is a gusset interfacing piece. You can hear me thinking. I know, I'm thinking. You guys really get to see the process. So this will be your piece of stabilizer if you're using a fusible, whether it's fleece or Decovil Lite or EB Fuse Heavy or whatever, or fusible foam if you wanted to, but you would put it outside of the seam allowances. If you're using foam, you can also do it to the whole piece and then just trim back the foam a little bit if you can. Okay, so I've done my gusset. Main exterior. That's the line, Brandy. Okay. Not there. So I'm going to need two of these. There aren't many pieces to this at all. Need two of those and one of these for sure. And then some scraps. So, okay, I'm gonna put it up like this. So we need two main exterior B pieces. Make sure you're not getting your selvage along here. Oh wait, I want to make sure, that's one thing, I want to make sure my print is going in the same direction. One, I think these will fit like this. I want, because of my animal print, I don't know if it really matters for this one, but we're going to try to make it matter, just in case. So if you're using a directional print, make sure you're aware of your directional print and the direction your piece is. That's one. I'm going to be able to get it on this piece. This makes me so happy. Okay, and my second one. And this one is a prime example of why when I'm cutting them out, I always try to leave this big long strip, because if I hadn't, I wouldn't have had a length good for a crossbody strap for this. So this is exterior B. Okay. And then I have my flap, and I have a few smaller pieces that I have to keep some length for, but I got some scrappy areas. So I'm going to do my flap right here. So one exterior flap. I hear my dryer going. I apologize. It sounds like my sons are doing their laundry, which actually is a miracle in itself. It's right against that wall, so you can, you know, my old sewing studio area. Okay, so there's my flap. Yay! Okay, so we've done our main exterior B, 2 of them. We've done our flap, the exterior. We're almost done with this, believe it or not. Okay, so I got to put you guys to camera up because the next 2 pieces are measured pieces. So next we are going to do our flap strip to the measurements in the pattern. They are different for the small and the large, so make sure you choose wisely. Where do I want to do this? Is there enough here? Not quite, but there is right here. Okay. Is that where I want to do it? Sure. Where are my measurements? Okay. Flap strip. Alrighty. So watch the measurements on this because they're a little bit different than like measurements than you usually say by like a 1/4 inch or whatever. Yeah. Can you picture this bag in Anna's? Absolutely can. So this one reminds me a lot of the Mabel. So what am I doing? Okay. That's what I'm doing. So I'm drawing out my flap strip. Okay. Again, watch your measurements for the size you're doing. And then last but not least, believe it, we're almost done with cutting out the exterior. We need to do our connector strip. We need 2 of these at the measurements in the pattern. Again, they're different for small and large. So we have a flap strip as well as a connector strip. Okay, now my phone's going off. Let me just check. It's my husband. 1 second. Just in case there's an emergency. Oh, he's going to be late tonight. That's okay. Okay, connector strip. Again, it's pattern piece F if you've printed them off. So right there should work. Oops, I almost did a wrong measurement. Double check your measurements. Okay, that's it there. Four. Oh, I almost set the number there. And then I need another one just like that. It's really hard for me to see what I'm drawing because this backing of this is so dark. Make sure they're right and right. Okay, perfect. I can go back down. I'll show you what I did. So that's my flap strip. This is my connector strips. And then, oh my gosh, this is so perfect. Like, look how much I'm using up almost all this. So here, I am actually going to be doing zipper overlay. She does have a zipper overlay template in the pattern. It's a squared one. I'm going to use my acrylic one here. Now you want to make sure if you're doing the small that zipper opening, so this rectangle here, is only 6 inches. And I'm going to show you how I do that with my template here, if you can see it. So my zipper opening here is actually 7 inches, I think, ish. So I'm actually going to mark at my 6-inch mark here and at this side here. So I have my little blip blip there, and I'm going to draw this out and around. Okay, Riley's home, so Coco's saying hi. But I'm not going to draw it all out, because now I'm going to take this part of my template and move it to that line, and that helps me, oh my goodness, get the nice even shape for a smaller overlay. That's how Coco welcomes us home. So so that is just how you can you say, see that? Is how you can make a smaller overlay. But again, she does have one in the pattern as well. I just like to use this one. I'm going to draw out my rectangles there. Now this bag, they birth it through the bottom of the bag. We are going to leave an opening in the bottom of the bag, but we're also going to leave an opening in the bottom of the zipper pocket so we can close the bottom of the bag through the zipper pocket like we do, like we always do. It's what we do, right? Okay, so now we can go ahead and we can cut this all out. Super fast, hey? Can't complain. Ooh, look at, careful, Brandy. There we go. So that's the whole exterior. Isn't that amazing? The lining's even faster, you guys. Like, seriously. I can see these being a good market bag because they're going to go together super fast, super easy, but look super classy. So there's my crossbody strap. Okay, for my zipper overlay, I will cut that off camera just because we're all doing that one a little bit different. So I'm going to use my acrylic thing to do that. So pretend I cut that out. My connectors. One. I could see this one leaving the handles off and having it as a clutch as well. I think that would be super nice too. Okay, there's my connectors done. And my gusset. Now we don't have a lining gusset because the lining panels are actually boxed corners. So that's a bonus. So my idea for this is we are going to leave the whole bottom of the lining open, and then we're going to sew the bottom and the box corners of the lining through the zipper pocket. Just because this is such a small bag, and especially if you're using such things like glitter vinyl or a vinyl that's a little bit stickier, that'll make it so it's easy to turn, and it's so easy to finish up that bottom through the zipper pockets. Hi Diane, how are you? So there's my gusset, so I'm going to put that with my gusset piece. And once again, you're going to do your main stabilizer. Again, I'm using Fuse Heavy. And you'll be fusing it for homework outside of the seam allowances, like so. Okay? Oops, let's keep those together. We're scrap busting today, Diane. This bag is an amazing scrap buster. Okay, the flap. Again, I'm going to put my stabilizer for the flap. I'm going to use Decovil Heavy outside of the seam allowances, and I'm going to fuse it on. I think in the pattern they do it later, but I'm going to fuse mine right away. I'll keep you posted if that works or not when I do the tutorial, but in my head it's working just great. Okay, so that's my flap. I'm going to keep this pattern piece aside because we do have to do the lining pattern piece with this as well. Okay, what do I want to do next? I seriously used this scrap piece to the most I think I could. Like so far, this is all the scrap there is. That's pretty good. And it was already a scrap. It makes me so happy. So I'll keep a big chunk of this out. This will be for testing. I'll use it at the machine for testing my tension on the machine. Some decent pieces. I usually have a piece that I have folded over in half for a double thickness to test my tension, as well as I'll have a piece that'll be for the straps like in 4, so I can check the tension there. And that's because my machine, depending on the weight of everything, I usually have to adjust my tension a little bit to get nice bobbin and nice top stitching. So that's what I do with some of these scraps. Okay, connector strips. Connector strips. And then this big chunk right here, again, I'll use these 2 chunks at the machine for testing my tension, so I'll put those aside for now. And my exterior B pieces. It's just amazing how fast this one is to cut out. And not very many pieces. It's very nice. Sometimes you need that nice quick sew. So I have a feeling this one will only be a 3-class one, but we will see as we go. But I think we're going to get through this one really, really fast. I bet we're done by class 3. Which is good because we might need that 4th space for our Tuesday class. So we'll see. Okay, so there's my 2 exterior Bs. Again, interfacing outside of the seam allowances on those for your homework. And from that small scrap, this is all the scrap from that small scrap. So I would say that scrap busting was a success. Okay, now let's see if we can do the same with the lining. So this is my scrappy, like it's not very much. I have maybe an odd shaped, maybe 1/4 of a yard, maybe. But we're going to do it. So fabric piece B or G, again I'm doing the small. We need 2 of these for the lining. So I'm going to fold this over in half. What's great about it is her pattern pieces are all in one piece. There's nothing on the fold. So I'm just going to lay this on top of this double folded like so. It should fit right there. Maybe. Yeah, it does. It's close enough. Maybe not. Let's do it this way. Wasn't quite wide enough. It was almost there. See, scrap busting sometimes makes it a little more work because you got to figure out where things fit on. And that'll work right there. I'm going to use some pattern weights to hold it down and then cut the 2 of these out all at once. And because I'm using a cotton, I will be backing these with Fuse Lite, a woven interfacing. Medium woven interfacing. So I'm cutting my main pieces first before my pocket lining pieces, because if I don't have enough for the pocket linings, I will just do them in a different material because they don't really get seen. I got a frog in my throat. Okay, so there's my 2 pattern piece G's for my linings that need to be interfaced. Let's catch up our cutting chart. Okay, so we've got all of our exterior. I got my lining too. See, I got my zipper overlay. And now I got to do my flap. And I'm going to have more than enough. And this will be another piece out of my scrap bin. Yay! Okay. I'm going to lay my flat piece down. And I'm just going to go in. I'm going in. I'm all in. Oh, it feels so good to be able to destash something in a project that could be scrappy that's not going to look scrappy. It makes me so happy. Okay. Okay. So that's my lining PC. Cross it off. And all we have left are the zipper pockets, you guys. That's it. So you can follow the pattern for what her sizes are. I'm just going to wing it. Then I don't have to put the camera up. And I'm going to cut mine. I'm going to cut mine 8 inches by 6 inches. So I'm doing it on the fold. I'm going to cut them both at the same time. 8 inches by 6 inches. Cut away that fold, and there is our linings for our zipper pockets. Okay, and then of course you'll also do your stabilizers, but there's pattern pieces for all of the stabilizers. There's one pattern piece here called piece F1. This one's for the small. It's a connector strip template. You don't have to cut fabric for this. You only cut out the paper pattern piece. I don't know why that is yet, but we will find out as we get to making it. But you guys, that's it. She's cut out. This is all the scrap I have. I'm not keeping it. I'm tossing it. And that's 2 more things out of my scrap bin. Yay! Fast, hey? I told you it wouldn't be a very long class. That took us, what, 20 minutes? 20 minutes? Hi, Jade. We're done. This bag is a super, super quick cutout, like 15-20 minutes tops. We're done already. We cut it all. Jade, are you going to be making this one? And also, I know most of you have already gone and looked. I have had some requests to revisit the times of the classes. So I put up a few options both on the YouTube side and on the Facebook side to see what everybody's preference is. You see, I'm actually debating, it was the time that I didn't put in there, but it looks like we're kind of even. We'll see how it goes by the end of the week. This would be for starting in September. We may be the same time. We will see. But it's kind of 50-50 for doing it from 2 o'clock to 4 o'clock or doing it this time we are at now, which is 4 o'clock to 6 o'clock. In which case, I may split the difference and do it at 3 o'clock. So we will wait and see. I will give it until the 15th or so, and then I'll go through and see what the preference is. Honestly, earlier is better for me because then I can make dinner. Right now, I mean, we're not eating dinner till 7 o'clock, but I mean, it's really what you guys prefer. So it was 2 years ago we voted on the starting it at 4, but we will see what everybody does. You're going to make this now, Dawn, when you see how quick it is? Yay! I'm going to put you down for making it. It's super quick. And Jade, you're making it. Excellent. It's nice to have a nice fast sew because Tuesday's class isn't fast sew. Excellent. Any questions about interfacing or anything? Said super fast class this time. I said homework only is to do the interfacing for next class. You can do your straps if you want to. Again, you don't need the straps to the last class. I'm making them detachable. They're not detachable in the pattern, but I'm making mine detachable because I'm adding that crossbody strap. And my crossbody strap's 1 inch, so it has to be detachable. But it's good to have a detachable one because I really truly think this bag would make an amazing clutch without a strap too. So Me changing it into a crossbody is giving my client the option to have it as a shoulder bag or a crossbody, or you can take the strap right off and make it into a clutch. Yay! Any questions? Only a few minutes to cut. I'm seriously, it is so fast. I have a feeling this bag is going to be super fast. I can't see each of the classes for this. I can't see us being a full 2 hours next week and a full 2 hours the following week. I think we're going to be done the third class. I think next week we're going to come and do the exterior and then go home. Go home. We're all home. And then the next week we'll be finished the lining and putting it all together. Because the lining is really going to be 2 sides to sew, putting it together and then sealing it up. It's going to be so fast. And it's so nice because it's free. This is a free pattern. It's my first Deja Designs make. I have never made any one of her patterns, but so far I'm super impressed. Andrea has sent me a few that she wants me to do tutorials on. One of them is actually up for vote for October's bag, and it's the Morgan handbag. So we'll see if that one comes up or not. So yeah. Okay. And if you hadn't noticed on the Facebook page, polls are broken. So the poll we had started disappeared. Facebook doesn't know when it will be fixed, so I have a different way of voting for your bag. So make sure you check the feature section of the Facebook page to add any that you want to be added for nominations of bags we make for October's bags. And then, of course, go yes under your top 5. And then I will have to manually go and do those polls. It's just made more work for me. All right, well, if there's no questions, we are done. The cutting tutorial is up as well. It's just as fast as this class was. And I will have both class bag tutorials up before the next classes for sure. I'm still playing catch up a little bit from my crazy month I had in July, but I'm almost there. So I have like 4 bags cut out now. Now I just get to sew for the weekend, which I'm really looking forward to. Well, sew and film, but that's okay. Kathy, you're going to cut it out too? Good night, Diane. Well, good night, everybody. Again, message me if you have any questions. Thank you for joining me for this very short class, but it's kind of nice that it's nice and short and fast. And I will catch you guys all, most of you on Tuesday, the rest I'll see you on Thursday, okay? I'll catch you guys later. Bye.